Edward T. Hall was born in 1914 in St. Louis. He was an American anthropologist and cross-cultural researcher. He served as an officer and set the foundations of his studies during World War II. He began to classify culture in clusters. Edward T. Hall died in 2009 in Santa Fe, New Mexico. This short video should give an insight into Hall's main contributions and ideas, link to our leadership class, and highlight some of the criticisms of his theories. Edward Hall describes culture as a giant, extraordinarily complex, subtle computer. Culture can be compared to an iceberg made of a visible and invisible part. Laws, habits, rituals, language, apparel, food and drinks, and forms of greeting are all part of the tip of the iceberg. The most important elements of culture are under the surface. Notions of leadership, beauty, attitude towards work, relationships, communication styles like body language, concept of age and family, approaches to religion and marriage would all be part of the invisible part. The high context culture is related to collectivism and low context to individualism. We take three factors into consideration to compare the two contexts. Overtness of messages. To deliver a message in high context culture, they use a lot of metaphors, in contrast with low context culture where the messages are simple. Level of commitment to relationships. In a high context culture, relationship has more value than the task, whereas in the low context culture, it's quite the opposite. Expression of reaction. In high context culture, reaction's reserved. On the contrary, outward reaction is the norm in the low context culture. Hall categorized cultures by their members' attitudes to the concept of time. According to his theory, there can be monochronous and polychronous cultures. Monochronous cultures usually do one thing at a time. Polychronous cultures in reverse. Human interaction is valued over time and material things. For example, in Latin America, the Middle East, and in Russia. The fourth dimension of culture described by Hall is the way information is treated. A culture with slow information process normally plans information very carefully. A culture with fast information flow thinks that the faster people get information, the better. Hall started to categorize cultures by their attitudes to personal space in his fourth dimension. Perception of space can be described as proxemics, the study of human use of space and the effects that population density has on behavior, communication, and social interaction. Territoriality includes the concept of anything that is mine, and that extends to material things as well. All these great theories also have a negative part. Hall uses some generalizations in his theories, and it's not very narrow. The theories don't identify people as individuals. People are different than one culture, and this is evident in subcultures within cultures like Canada or Switzerland. Since teams are interculturally diverse, the work of Hall has acted as a foundation of which leaders are able to navigate intercultural issues. While the theories give a good foundation, they must be researched in depth in order to become practical in real life.